Hello YouTube, we're here with Aaron, who did what today?
We came second at the OTS.
Second at the OTS in Melksham. And what did you do to get to that?
We played some fish and some Runick cards.
Oh, nice. Runick Ghoti. Alright, show us the goo, please.
Start obviously with the main deck. Played level 2 fish, played 2 shift, 1 pacings, 1 zap, 1 new guy, Sykes, 1 lifeless, 1 Keith, 1 Snowpios, and he's not fish, but he might as well be.
Honorary fish.
Honorary fish, yeah. So 2 shift, you can shift, I mean, some combos you kind of want to see 1 in your hand, but shift's quite nice to discard off of Hugin. Helps with the kind of choke point of the deck, which is Arion Post, so you can essentially, if you get stopped on Arion Post, you can still banish the shift from the graveyard to target the fish, so banish itself comes back and stand with it.
Nice.
And then we also play 1 lifeless. I know people say it's 1 card star, it is, but it also kind of plays into 1 other card that we run in the deck. It's kind of a little tech choice, so it comes up with that as well.
Spicy.
So the new cards as well, they kind of give more legs to the deck. So Sykes, really good, kind of an endless loop in some sense. On banish, you can banish a fish from your graveyard to summon it, so it helps obviously facilitate banishing these guys so they can return in the standby phase. And then on summon, it can add and then banish a fish from hand or field. So depending on whether it's your turn or your opponent's turn, you know, you add different things. So in your opponent's turn, you might look at adding the Zep and banish it to field to make the follow-up play.
Nice.
The Snowpios, so do a little quick combo at the end, but yeah, and then the Keef's quite nice as well. Basically, if your opponent special summons a monster, you can target 1 of your banished fish and 1 special summon monster your opponent controls. Basically, summon back your target monster, banish theirs, and banish the key. And also that triggers them to come back in the next standby as well.
Pretty good.
So quite cool, yeah. Especially in today's format where banishing is quite strong over destruction.
Really?
That's quite nice as well. So.
Nice.
Yeah, it sucks when you open a handful of fish, but prepare an engine to get them into the grave as well. With
Perfect.
Our Runick cards, so yeah, it's not too bad.
Interesting. Okay.
Snowpios MVP, he just keeps coming back and he keeps banishing your fish for every next turn as well. So,
Bonkers.
move on to the next. Play the Runick engine, obviously. Played 2 fountains,
Yep.
fairly standard lineup. Free tip. Just a tip.
Just the tip.
Just a tip. Free freezing curses. Free flash and fires. Free destructions. Free slumbers. 1 spinning. 1 smiting storm.
Nice. Pretty standard.
Pretty standard, yeah. I was playing more. I've been tinkering around with the ratios. I kind of do want to go back to playing more. I'm not sure what I'd add in. I was playing kind of 2 Despair, which felt nice, but you really want to be opening at least 2 Runick cards. This isn't a deck with 1 card started, it is at least 2 to keep going. So yeah, not sure if I would change that. At the minute, this is fairly standard. You're obviously trying to fit non-engine as well, which is difficult when you're trying to fit a 40, but
Yeah.
definitely would consider perhaps bumping up to some higher ratios for some of the Runick cards.
Cool.
Then on to some of the non-engine kind of engines. We've got Charge, it's obviously mill free and add a light storm. Target of choice being Raiden. And this again is just to fill the grave with Runick card or more draw from Fountain, and fill the grave with fish. Like I said, you don't really want to open loads of them, you'd rather in your grave. Raiden is kind of the level 4 tuner of choice here. Obviously his effect is to mill 2. And
So it also helps.
definitely helps, again, fill up the grave with the fish and the Runick cards.
Nice.
It's a nice little engine, it's very good. Sucks into D-shifter, so yeah, I mean, if you're playing against a D-shifter deck, then generally, you know, you're going into games to improve. Would side these out, as much as that sucks, but at least it's free easy sides.
Nice.
Our non-engine, Nibiru, so it's kind of like the only hand trap we play. high impact. The nice thing about this deck is once you kind of get established, you know, you're banishing, you're board wiping, and then there's a follow-up play with Snopios and Zeb as well. So essentially, you can board wipe, and if they continue to play, you can nib them again, and you don't lose any of your stuff because it comes back in the standby phase anyway. If there's still a problem, you know, you can Synchro using Snopios and Zeb into the White Aura Whale to nuke the field as well. Well, they're attack position monsters.
Nice.
Super impactful mid to late game as well. Don't mind holding it for those instances. It's been really good in the format at the minute. Two talents. The one thing this deck struggles with, is, unlike other Runick variants, is the fact that it doesn't have any supplementary draw engines. So, you know, whereas before you were making Star Charge Warrior drawing a card, there isn't any of that. You're purely relying on Runicks for draws. So, talents, as well as being, you know, offensive, it kind of fills that gap and helps you draw when you kind of need to as well, or steal monsters.
Nice.
It's obviously very good. And our tech card of choice is the new Metamorphosis. So unfortunately, it's not a quick play, so you can't dodge imperm and stuff with it. The idea of this is, let's say you open a hand full of Runic, then you have no active fish, where you can make your standard line where you make the Hugin, search your fountain if you're lucky. You can then use this to tribute the Hugin and gain access to obviously the level 2 fish. Similar with Jerry as well, so there's some lines where you could summon the Jerry, tribute the Jerry, and then you get the lifeless leaf fish if you need it. That dumps another fish to kind of continue your play. Or you can just bring the Raiden out as your tuner and go from there. So it's been really helpful. Not only that, the main kind of bottleneck of the deck is the Ariane post. So if this gets kind of Veiloed or imperms, you can tribute it off using this and bring out the new level 6 Sykes from the deck as well, continue your play. So it kind of gives additional utility to the deck, but helps you play through kind of your biggest choke point as well. So I do like it.
That's good.
You know, going second, sometimes you do sign it out with the more impactful kind of cards, up to of course, but yeah, it's been helpful for kind of those situations as well. If you're greedy, you know, you can obviously play into nib a bit more as well, but generally you'll hold it for in case Ariane Post gets impermed or Veiloed basically. But yeah, that was nice.
Nice. Do you think you'd ever bump that up to 3?
I don't think so. The trouble is with Runic decks is, you know, once it gets going, you kind of keep drawing, so don't mind 2-ups really in Runic decks because you don't want to clog your hand and you don't really want to draw into multiple things you already have, so.
Makes sense.
2's just fine for now.
Great.
Move on to the active deck. Let's put this back in order a moment. Yeah, we'll start with Ariane Post. It's the main kind of play of the deck, like I said, it's the top deck. So this is Ariane Post. So yeah, 2 Ariane Posts, Synchro 6. Basically on summon, banishes a fish. So depending on where you're at and how many fish you have in grave or hand, the best thing to banish is the new 6, because then when this is banished, you banish a fish from field, grave or hand, summon it back, search as a fish, and then you banish a fish from hand or field. So at that point, you know, you can add the additional kind of Ghoti that you're missing, Pasties or Ship, and carry on from there. So you're guaranteeing the 2 come back in the standby phase.
Cool.
So that's its kind of main utility. Also, when it's synchroed off, you can add, so you target itself cost banish, or it doesn't have to be itself, can be a fish, but you banish it and then add a fish from your deck to your hand with a little equal alert. So you generally would search the Snopios, which then gives you access to kind of White Aura Whale play. So search the Snopios, and this guy, I would say, he just keeps looping himself. Really good. So kind of the main kind of heart and soul of it, really.
Nice.
So that's that guy. This back. Next up's Ascan. So yeah, generally, you kind of start play, if you would, in your opponent's turn, is making this guy to target and banish. So on summon, targets a fish you control or a card you control. I can't remember. The card your opponent controls. Banish them. Again, the old lines used to kind of banish itself. And then banish a fish, it's cost to bring stuff back. If you've got the Sykes on the field now, you target that to banish, and then you start looping that again in your turn also. Pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, and then when he is banished, you can banish a fish, bring stuff back, so it works for the Snopios as well. Next we have the big boy himself. Playing two of it. But yeah, on summon, banish the whole board. Pretty strong. 500 for every monster that's banished, opponents and your own. It's huge. Obviously, you know, it's difficult to shoot out of a battle phase sometimes, so sometimes just link them off for SP, but you should make another one, so that's fine. But yeah, absolutely devastating. And then with usually you'd have follow up with the Snopios and the Zeb in your hands, so once you've banished everything, you can then white or away on the board, or if you're lucky and you have a nib, you can nib for free and get all your stuff back in some. It's
Nice.
quite nice. For Runick Fusions, 2 Jerry, 2 Hugin. Wouldn't play any more or any less. I think it's quite nice. So Hugin's effect to continuously banish itself to prevent destruction of another card always comes up. Very nice. Just to have that in there. I'll just move these out of the way for a second. Get on to some one-offs. Cupid pitch. So comes up, definitely. Burn effect definitely comes up, you know. You might run into time in a Runick deck. So this is like one of 2 lines. So if you open a fish and Runicks, you make the Cupid pitch. It does play into nib that line, but it also kind of adds the hop here as well from deck to hand, so that's quite nice. So in your opponent's turn, you can make a Cheng Ying or a Baron using the hop here, which is also quite nice. And like I said, it burns, facilitates the next line into the Arian phase, so that's quite nice.
Very nice.
White Aura, destroy all your opponent's attack position monsters. Does miss timing, so it needs to be chaining 1. If it does get destroyed, it comes back as well, so that's quite nice. And inflicts piercing on defense position monsters. So comes out.
When you do get a battle phase, that is.
If you get your battle phase, if you're lucky. Cheng Ying, absolute house. Always amazing in Runick decks. Just triggering them off of on the resolution of Runick spells.
Of course.
I wish you'd get a higher rarity.
We'll see.
Obviously good at the moment into fighting because he can just banish to protect himself as well. So it's difficult to battle. Baron, again, another solid 10.
Needs no introduction.
Needs no instruction. Nice thing about Baron in this deck is you can just recycle into a fresh negate every turn. So standby phase, you've got the Ascan in your graveyard. You know, shuffle this back into your extra deck, bring out the Ascan, your fish come back from standby, straight into a fresh Baron, fresh negate. Very nice. And then SP. SP is the only Link Monsters deck. Really good. It comes up in really weird hands, so you struggle to banish things. So the on-summon effect where you can banish a fish, well, banish a card comes up because sometimes you banish a fish in your own graveyard to kind of get their effects going. So really good. Yeah.
Nice. Cool little tag.
Great card for the deck. Yeah. And that's it. So
love it. What about the side deck?
Oh yeah, side. Yeah. So a bit experimental. Always trying new things in the format. 2 Phantasme, just for kind of Viking matchups and any kind of link variants. Really nice. Just fix in your hand. I mean, you know, we've all been there. We all need to fix around sometimes, so definitely good. Just put another body on the board and obviously give you the target and protection. It's quite nice as well. Generally side it and go in second, so being able to protect your Hugin is pretty cool.
Yeah.
The Bestials, obviously not massively relevant in the format at the minute, but good into Voiceless Voice, good into Branded. Puts a level 6 body on the field, so if you haven't perhaps got access to Runick cards, you can just normal summon the Radiant and just straight into a Cheng Ying or a Baron.
Nice.
Obviously, Draw Swim effect, you know, send a monster, also very good. Best card in the format at the moment, Cosmic Cyclone. Just really good. Messing around with the Judgment, just to kind of protect you going first forward in, let's say, game 2 or 3. Just to stop silly blowouts that might turn off your fish. They're a main phase only, so you're really relying on first getting to the main phase with the effect still intact. So it's good, comes up.
Nice.
Goes in, and we can play into water very well. Again, experimental. Obviously, fighting with fire, but there's some points where they might go into a dark, so at that point, could be good. And it's
about picking your timing.
Definitely picking the timing of that card. More Saki one-offs. Cool buy. Great. Played Regeki today, just because destruction to some matchups felt kind of nice. And in the same vein, the Duster as well, just for the back row. kind of for voiceless, really, to try and bait and then destroy all this stuff. But yeah, I mean, I didn't see these guys today. Saw called by Cosmic and Phantasma, very good. As well as the Bestials, yeah.
Nice.
Performed better than I thought they would. So that was it, really. Yeah,
Great.
Not bad.
Thanks so much. Thanks. And have you got any shout-outs?
Shout to the Hobby Bowl. Yeah.
Woo!
That's it.
That's it. Hobbybolt, Team Hobbybolt, let's go. Thank you so much, Aaron. Appreciate it. Well done for today, and we'll see you on the channel soon.
Cheers.
Bye.